welcome to our show on our podcast. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Muhammad, Mr. Mo. You know the story already. And a word for our younger audiences. For today's episode, it's called alumni. Now, an alumni is a person who graduated school or graduated college and comes back to it a while later. Now, with me, I have two alumni, and they are going to introduce themselves right now.
Bersom, I am from UKH. I'm year 3 and I study finance and accounting.
All
I
right.
had 2 really good years in Bisk, and honestly, I had a really good experience in general learning things.
I'm Gunai. I've been a student in Bisk for 4 years, and right now I'm studying at Taylor Medical University Medicine. I'm in stage 3, and yeah.
Now, it's wonderful to have both of you on the show here.
Thank you.
And I want to right away, right off the bat, ask you guys, how does it feel like to go back to school after so long?
It's really different, especially since the place has changed a lot.
So is it good different or bad different?
Good different for you guys, but we didn't have that back when we were here. It has been like, it's really amazing now.
But honestly, what hits the most is the memories that you had, like in the classes, with the teachers, with your friends, because most of us have lost contact after graduating. Some people went to Turkey, some people went to other places to study. So we all kind of got spread out, honestly.
Yeah, that's like a typical high school, middle school experience.
Exactly.
Like after school ends, everyone goes to their own separate ways.
Exactly.
But it's rare that we get such opportunities where we have you guys again in the same room.
Yes.
Yeah, it would be really nice to have a reunion, like especially with the. It was really nice to see my old teachers and such, just reminisce about the past and everything. It was
You
really
listening,
amazing.
admin team? We need to have a reunion at some point.
I mean, I don't mind. It's going to be good, honestly, like catching
Yeah.
up, because it's been like 3 years.
Yeah, we literally haven't talked to each other in like 3 years,
3
probably.
years.
Oh my God.
3 years.
I could say the same about my experience when I graduated college. There's only like a few select people that I keep in contact
Yeah,
with.
precisely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, going back to like how you find school so far, what are some like memories you could share with us that you have exclusive to Bisk?
The trips we had were nice. The teachers, like when they would assign like group projects and like honestly like activities maybe as well. Those things like hit the most in my opinion for us, because like we were in high school like 11 and 12. Those times like we had a lot of things planned. Like for example, we had tournaments, we had like competitions, those things. But one thing that I'm honestly really happy that the Bisk has added, and unfortunately we didn't have it during our time, was the debate that you guys do.
Oh, well, we do plenty of that now, but we're still like trying to how do I put this in the word? Like sharpen the rough edges, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, emphasis on the presentations actually, because they were a major part of my journey. Like it sort of built me into the person that I am today. You know, improve my speaking skills and such.
Evidently, as we can see
Yeah,
right now.
it was really amazing. And there was this one specific experience that I had with my business teacher back then. Back in grade 12, I gave a presentation, and I remember he had like such an amazing, proud look on his face after I was done. And he told me that I could literally teach this to all the classes, and he was really proud of me. So that
Future
was
teacher,
like,
guys. Future teacher.
that enhanced my confidence in that area and made me just take that as like a personality trait at that point. It was something that I knew I was able to do.
Now, this actually brings me to our next point, but before we get to that, you mentioned briefly about the colleges and universities that you guys are in.
Yes.
Now, perhaps you can shed some light on that.
Well, I mean, basically, like, you know, the classes are lower. Like, I don't know, like, university to university is obviously different, but ours, like, we have, like, maybe one class a day, which is only an hour and a half, and then we just go back home, which is, like, the most that we could actually have, which is, like, ends up in 3 hours.
And let me guess, students still complain like, Mr. It's too much.
I don't. Honestly, I don't.
And not you,
happy,
not
I'm
you.
happy.
But
I'm
we
happy
do.
with the class, with the
Yeah.
schedules. But some students say, no, we don't need to come to school for like 2 lessons. Make it 1 lesson a day. I'm like, guys, like some people legit come to uni for 3 classes. So
Yeah.
imagine like 9 hours, like not 9 hours, like approximately like 5 hours.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's a lot. Like I'm like, just be thankful that hours are shorter. Like seriously.
Yeah.
You can tell that they are spoiled. You know?
Exactly. And
Yeah,
plus
you
like
should be thankful.
yeah, exactly. And like ours is like even easier than others. Like imagine having 3 classes per day for like med students or like architecture. Those are like way more advanced than accounting, honestly.
Yeah. I'd quit.
Yeah, same.
I'd quit.
I would definitely quit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not just university. I'd quit life.
Yeah, for me, as he said, we have like minimum 3 classes a day, each 2 hours, and we don't have breaks. So it's like 2, 2, 2. And if the teacher has enough mercy on you, they will give you like break,
Yikes.
like for half an hour maybe.
Wow.
If not, then just go along with it.
To my students at home, am I
Yeah.
merciful for you guys? Am I kind?
Yeah, other than that, yeah, it's really packed together, our schedules, honestly, and our exams. I don't know how it works for you guys, but for us, we go like by blocks. So it's like each organ system, like per block. And at the end, we just do one exam, which includes all the subjects together. And that makes up for like 30 or 20% of our year.
Yeesh.
Yeah. And so like each exam.
So like each year is Wizari all over again.
Practically, yeah, practically. So that's why actually being here sorta helped me. Because back in that time, we were the last year to do SAT subjects. After that, it became APs. And there was this one time where I had to do all SAT subjects together, biochemistry and physics. And at that time, I was like, oh my God, like how can I do 3 subjects in a day? And now I'm doing 11. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
ours is definitely different. We even have like breaks in between our classes. Like let's say if a class starts from like 10:30, we have till 12. 12 till 12:30, we have a break. And like if the teacher, you know, ends the class earlier, that's just basically bonus.
Oh.
So
Nothing.
You know, the word bonus reminds me of like a lot of life after college. Y'all want an extra bonus? We gotta finish early, guys. Come on. Now, maybe you can tell us a little bit about life after school and during college.
After school, it was the best and worst 3 months of my life. Best because at first it was all like, oh, this is the first summer where I don't have to worry about studying anymore. And then it hit me that I have to start my admissions and stuff. So it was really overwhelming, especially because there was like a lot of competition here.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, it was way too overwhelming to get everything done, to go to like Azmunakana every day and stuff and get the documents settled. So it became really overwhelming towards the end, but later things started getting back together.
well, for me, honestly, it was actually exciting because when we graduated, I think in like July. So our university didn't start until like the 11th of the month.
Same here.
So I had like basically 6 months of like just doing nothing. And honestly, it took me like 2 weeks before I started to flip out. And I was like, all I'm doing is like eating, gaming, and the same thing. And it's getting boring.
Brother, that's the life.
Exactly. But here's the thing that I'm actually proud of. And like at that time, I started to tell my parents that I actually want to work. So I could at least kill some time.
Ah.
So now
It
I
sounds
actually,
like you've got some work experience. That's
exactly. So now
Maybe you
I
could tell us about
basically I like work and go to uni at the same time.
Ah, so what do you work?
That's amazing.
I'm in Korek. I do I'm on the CCTV. So it was basically a bonus for me to like have those 5 months because honestly, if it was like 2 months, I wouldn't be working right now. There was no way because I'd be like, I'll just kill it with gaming and then go to uni. But it was like
Nah.
5 months and like the second week I was bored. I was like, if I keep on doing this for 5 months, I'm gonna go crazy.
Like cooking, my hobbies, most of all. Until the end where I started getting a little anxious. But later when I got the results, I was really shocked because I didn't really expect it because of how, you know, overwhelming the competition was.
Ah.
But
And what
thankfully-
were you expecting?
I honestly, I don't know. It was a weird phase. I was like, maybe I'm just gonna study abroad if something happens, you know, you never know.
Yeah, certainly.
But things just, in a way, worked out perfectly. You get what I mean? So at that time, it wasn't something...
God's plan.
God's plan, exactly. Yeah, so things worked out perfectly. And then, yeah, in November, uni started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was late. Like, it started in November for us.
6 months of nothing and you're still late.
I was, I think, like a week or something late. So I had no idea what's going on. It was completely a fresh start for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, things just went on from there.
And you know, the best part about like starting college and leaving school and everything, not behind because you're still part of here, is the fresh start, the feeling like
Exactly.
you can start a brand new chapter in your life.
Exactly.
And it's phenomenal. I don't know how to
Yeah,
describe
yeah,
it
No,
or put it
it's
into
really
words.
nice because like what I plan honestly now, once I got my grades, like everything, I wanted to go to abroad, and my mom was always against it.
Of course.
Yeah,
So I told my dad like if I could get my passport because I was like 18 yet, so he used to have it. He gave it to me. He used to ask me a lot of questions. I was like, no, it's okay. I just need it for something. So I started to apply to different universities, and since it was COVID, you could like do exams online. Like
Yeah.
you could do TOEFL online, everything. So I did all that, and I got accepted in the University of Geneva in Switzerland.
Ooh, all right.
Got the paper, showed it to my dad. He was like, "No way." But I wanted to look at it in a positive point of view because, like, if I would have gone abroad, I wouldn't be working now. So
Sure,
you know,
certainly.
like it's still good. And the good thing is, honestly, is UKH decided to send year 4 students, like next year, basically us, to UK if we have enough marks.
Yeah. I think they do this every year, like every year with
they do it
seniors,
every year.
right?
Exactly. So
Yeah.
we're gonna go to like UK for a whole year. So this is my opportunity, which I'm gonna take hopefully.
Inshallah, why not?
Yeah, that
Wishing you the best.
Thank you so
Now,
much.
this year they've actually taken architecture to Egypt. That's what I heard.
They took them to Egypt and they took the other engineering, like for the thingy, petroleum engineering. They took them to Austria, but
Ah.
only for 1 semester.
Yeah, yeah. That's
But
like the
ours is like for
duration
a whole
period.
year. So like if we go, like whoever wants to go, we're gonna get 2 degrees. One from UK, like the University of Huddersfield, and one from UKH. So
Ah.
2 degrees.
Now, one thing I can share from my experience with remote learning and everything, a big part of my studying, which was sociology, I've done it in Penn State University. Yeah, like I've had this opportunity, and subhanallah, just one step after the other, and I found like myself, I have a visa to the United States, but I couldn't go again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's a canon event at this point.
Yes, exactly. It's like my canon event, you know. Like I
Yeah.
couldn't go to Penn State University. Like, well,
Everything has something good in it.
Of
so,
course.
Yeah, that's
Of
how I
course.
look at it.
in
now.
Kurdish we say khairi teda.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Today.
exactly.
Yes.
And so like with like the students, if they really want to go, like they were like you can go to like the admin in the university and they can like find you a job that you're interested in.
Yeah, an on-campus job.
Exactly. And they were like a full-time job in the UK is like 36 hours a week. But since we're students, we have 10 to 15 hours, but they recommended 10 hours a week. So basically working 2 hours per day, like an hour and a half per day actually, for like a full week. And they were like, if you graduate and they were like satisfied with your work, they can actually give you a visa for 2 years. So you can stay more and like increase your salary and work there. Which
That's
is like,
actually a great
another like a
opportunity.
great
Yeah.
opportunity for all of
that's
us,
amazing.
honestly.
Yeah, so keep your head up, guys. Keep your head up for future generations.
Exactly.
You might travel abroad not just to study, but to also get a job and work. Now, I would like to ask you this question because we're going back to school now.
Yeah.
So, what's a lesson that our school has left you guys with and you made good use of it in college?
Definitely my communication skills. When I came here, I don't think I was that great at English, to be honest, but I caught up really fast. And the teachers were really social and they made it feel like a safe space for us. So we could talk to them about any issue that we had, any challenges we were facing, and even just like daily conversation, like with a few of the teachers. They were really chill and nice.
Yeah.
So it improved my communication skills with them, it just made me feel more social overall. And even with the students, we have students coming from different backgrounds, different religions, and just being together with them all and sharing new things with them just gives you more of a general background.
Yeah, a big
So-
chunk of like our school motto is the diversity part.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like basically, not giving up. Basically, like teachers helping you. Like honestly, they were like really chill. Like whenever you had a question, they were like eager to help you, which is like a really nice thing and basic like really like made this something. Honestly, in my opinion, it taught us a lot.
It teaches you a lot, like not to give up. A big lesson of life, which is, by the way, was a topic of an episode a few weeks back, which was all about persistence.
Yeah.
It was actually the pilot episode.
Yes. But like honestly, like even besides that, the teachers were like really lenient, and like if like we would like try to like maybe let's say postpone a quiz, for example. Let's say we had like 3 quizzes one day. If you would talk to all 3 teachers, minimum one or actually both of them will like delay it to a next day.
Yeah.
So it was like honestly really nice because it showed us like how much they care about us and how much they want us to be successful, but also not so stressed.
But at the same time, I want to add on to that as they also didn't forget to challenge us when necessary. And then to be honest, back in that time, I probably wouldn't support this. I'd be like, I'm already too stressed and I don't need more workload.
Yeah.
But to be honest, after coming to med school, I realized that it's 10 times more than that. And the doctors don't really care much.
Yeah.
So the teachers challenging us to do better every day and to take all that stress and to put it into something better. In a way, it's like, use your stress to do good, kind of thing.
Exactly.
To manage it well and like with coping mechanisms, healthy ones obviously, and to do good on your exams and in your life in general. So that sort of made me take on challenges with more pride. And
So like you have a more of an open mindset towards challenges.
exactly. So it doesn't like scare me anymore. I actually choose to take challenges more. I see them as an opportunity for growth.
Recycling, guys. That's what we mean by recycling. Last week was actually Earth Week and all that, so that's a major point. We don't only recycle to keep the environment clean, but we also recycle to keep our mental state clean as well.
Exactly.
Precisely. So that's one thing that they helped us then. So that's why I think one advice that I would give to the students is that whenever the teachers tell you to do something, like sometimes it might be really stressful, as he said, and the teachers might be more lenient. But other than that, when they give you homework, when they give you an assignment to do, it is for your benefit, honestly.
Yeah.
Like all the essays, all the presentations, I'm sure they've helped us a lot.
They do,
Like
honestly.
they really helped us a lot, So that's why it's something really beneficial. in
I'm
my
going to say
opinion.
this to the 7th graders who watch my show. 2 pages, not a lot.
No, honestly, sir, it's like you're making them ready for the future. Like this
Precisely.
is how they should see it because like with university now, they tell us like we have a week for like 2,000 words. And we have to like present, or we have to like do a PowerPoint with like 15 slides and we have to present. So like if they start from like you said from grade 7, and like if they say 2 pages is a lot, it's honestly like a start for them. Like until they get to grade 12, they're gonna like easily write 10,000 words maybe in a month, for example.
Yeah, I agree.
So you're doing a good job. Don't worry.
Exactly. 2 pages.
I
not-
appreciate the assurance. Now, we were previously talking about something, the 3 of us, and one thing that, like, let's say, bugs us off in college. Maybe you can shed some light on that as well. Like, the work you do in college is so much easier than the work you do outside of college.
Honestly, it's like some classes like that I have. I feel like the work in real life is way easier than we have like the class at the moment.
How so?
Like for example, like I mentioned about the accounting, the debt and credit, how they like make us write everything down in details.
Yeah.
And, like use the calculator, make sure like the number at the end is the same.
Yeah.
But in the real world, like you have websites that like they have their own program that they can easily like access to it.
You've got Excel, you've got other sort of...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like that's
Mathematical
why like this is like
applications.
one of the bad thing in my opinion about our major is because they make us like work extra for nothing.
Yeah, you don't need to, like, count
Exactly.
with your fingers,
No, I mean, sir, like if this was like really a way, Apple would never know how much they invested and how much they actually get the profit.
Yeah.
If they only write numbers down and like try to
Imagine.
do the math, it's like no.
Like there's this one picture of Bill Gates where he's sitting like on top of like 100 megabytes worth of paper.
Yes,
Like,
I've seen it.
I think you guys have
Yeah.
seen
Yes,
it,
I've
right?
seen it.
Like exactly, like you mentioned, we don't need to count things on our hands right now at this point.
Exactly.
You've got something to do it for. You just need to know how to operate it.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
sir, technology honestly has come like a really, really far way.
Mm.
Honestly, it came a long way. If like 5 years ago compared to now, it's way different in my opinion.
Sure.
For a lot of things, like for businesses, for schools, for a lot of things.
Definitely, yeah. But in a way, it could have its backsides as well, like downsides. As you know, med school is like first 3 years, it's more theory, and then 4, 5, 6 is clinical. So you'd be working at the hospital, like not working, but just learning, like doing your lectures and everything at the hospital, and it's more interactive with the patients.
Yeah.
So these first 3 years were really boring. They were really boring until this year. we, as the students, we decide to, make projects such as going into operation rooms, seeing more surgeries, and
How many
even
students fainted when they saw the operation at hand?
none, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
we were completely fine because of how bored we were. It's like we were really interested to see this.
You were all of you were literally out for blood.
Yeah, we were waiting for this moment. Additionally, we also volunteered to, work at the hospital, like maybe once a week, twice a week, to just take history and all, like ask questions to the patients. So that's why it made it like way more interactive for us, and that's why I like stage 3 a lot. But stage 1 and 2 were more like the basics, and stage 1 especially, we had to adapt to the whole new system, to everything, to the environment. It was really different, especially I don't think he would be able to relate, but for me, going from an international school to a public university where you meet a lot of people from different backgrounds, like it's way more diverse than it is here in a way. That's why it was sort of, you needed to adapt to it, and it did take us a while, all of us. But now I think it's way better than before.
Sure. We can definitely agree, like it's better than before to be more, how do I say this, like exposed to different cultures, different ethnical backgrounds.
Yeah,
and so
and
on
get
and so
along
forth.
with everyone.
Ethnics.
No, yours
not
is
ethnical
different.
backgrounds.
Mine was like when I went inside the class, I had like already like a few friends from Shwefad already.
Yeah, I knew
So,
it. I
like,
didn't know anyone.
I was like already like done with it. Honestly, I was comfortable when I went.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was comfortable too, but more because it was a fresh start. So it was like, yay, I like this.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone, and I can get to know as many people as I want.
Exactly, a fresh new
Yeah.
start. You don't need to
Exactly.
leave the city to get a new start.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it sort of worked for us. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Now, we are unfortunately approaching the end of our episode. Before we cut it to an end, I'd like to ask you this question. Like, what's one thing that you would leave for the students who are on their way to become graduates? Like, for the 12th graders that we have now.
Okay, for the grade 12s, I think that they should take every opportunity they can. And opportunity also counts as a challenge in some regard. These challenges are only things that are going to build them. Whether it's going to be a success or a failure, it doesn't matter, because in the end, it's something that you can reflect on, to learn, to grow, to build yourself, to achieve your goals. And yeah, one important thing, for me at least, and even for you, I think, we had a certain goal in mind. We knew what we wanted to do. And it's really important to have that, so you can plan things out and know where you're heading and choose your path based on that. It's always good to do that.
So it's always good to do some reflection and take on the challenges with an open mind and open spirit, and not be closed off.
Exactly, and also choose something that motivates you. Like, don't pick something that you're like, oh no, I have to do this because the pay might be good, or no. Don't think about those things, because if you only go after that, in the long run, you're gonna get bored, and you're gonna be like, oh, I wish I took this instead of that.
Yeah.
So just go after things that you love and that motivates you, because if you go even if it gets hard, you're still gonna try to work your way out. And one more thing I would honestly like to add for grade 12s, because I heard from you guys, is add trips, because trust me guys, you're not gonna have those many trips when you go to university.
We need to add more trips. We're guilty as charged.
Yeah, please. And also at the same time, focus on, in a way, find the balance, between studying and living your life. Because high school is just different. It's never going to be the same again once you go to uni. So enjoy your time. What I consider high school is the place where I could be myself. I could be a child. That child within me could actually live.
Yeah.
But at university, it's a little more different, a little more formal.
Yeah.
So
it's straight away into the adult life.
make the most out of it, honestly.
All right. Now, thank you both for joining in on our show, and thank you for our audiences listening to us back at home. Now, before we end, though, there is still a parting gift that I would love to give to our returning alumni, and it's these badges, guys. Exclusive. They're not for everyone. They are exclusive.
Thank you so much.
Special gift from the
Thank you so
from the
much.
school to you guys, and thank you for coming to our show, and thank you for coming back to school.
Thank you so much.
We have so much high hopes that you guys are going to become something in the future, our future leaders.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Inshallah.
much, sir.
And thank you all for tuning in, and we've been proud.